1 second, boys. I'm gonna spit some facts right now. Hold on. All right. All right. Boom. Okay, guys, how are we doing? What's up? It's Freddy. So I was just gonna cover a couple things for myself, really, but you guys can just tag along because really what it's doing for me is quite interesting. So let me think. What was I thinking about just right now? I'm in the shower. Oh, okay. So one thing that I can add to my vision board as well is a friend circle, a network. So the reason that I say that is because people always ask me, why do you not go outside? Why do you not go meet everyone? Why do you not go hang out over there and there and there? And why don't you hang out with us? And all this silly shit, dude. And the reason that I don't hang out with certain people is like I ask them, what do you do? Oh, we go to parties, or we do that, or we do that. Does that sound like high value activities? Does that sound like you're moving forward towards anything at all? Let alone goals and bigger things than you're doing right now? Like, where are your habits? Where are your successful pursuits in your actions and your beliefs in your learning time and your reading time and your journaling and your working out? Like, where is any of that stuff? How do you watch what you eat and how much you drink and like all these things, right? And then I came across this group, Ultra. And the point is, for me, everything just happens in line and for a reason, and for a reason that you don't know, and for a reason that you couldn't see coming. But it's like I didn't want to do all that stuff forever and over and over and over. And then one day my mom says, oh, we're going to go see, Ed Milet and whoever up in LA. And I'm like, oh, dang, that's cool. And then so we look into it, whatever. Boom, the month comes, we go, and that I have a blast. Like, it was cool as hell, man. And like the people there were cool as hell. The energy is cool as hell. But it was their copy, man. It was their marketing. It was just talking to my soul. So it's like all the things I do, right? To me, and that's how you should feel. That's how your target audience, me, should feel when they're in your marketing funnel, right? And so I had a lot of fun. It was really good. And it's like that type of circle did come to me. I just found it because, this is the thing I talk about all the time. And it's what I do all the time. And they're the types of people I listen to all the time. And I do spend all my money. I'll go broke buying books and going to conferences. Like, I have an unlimited budget for that. I don't really care about having a bunch of cash on hand at all times if it means that I can get further in learning, further in my beliefs getting upgraded, further in my network increasing in size, further in opportunities that I'm in front of, and the skill set that I have over time by putting in effort, by learning new things, by upgrading those beliefs, by getting better results and outcomes. And over time, now, like, I'm the most competent I've ever felt in my life every single day. Every single day is the best day of my life. I'll be really surprised, and you should be as well, if I'm the same person tomorrow or a week from now or a month or 5 years or 10 years from now. Because every single day I grow. And in a year, I'll be completely different because I just, like, your brain doesn't max out. Your brain doesn't get full and then stop taking the information or forget the old stuff. It actually grows. The neurons, when they're firing, they strengthen. And because they strengthen, your brain actually can hold more the more you learn. So it's the opposite of what most people like think, or against what the common assumption is, that you can't learn as much as you think you can, and all these things. Your brain grows. It doesn't max out. So it's like, I do try to get better at every single thing that I do every single day in the areas that I value. And I do not waste time in between those activities. And so my point being is, I didn't want to go hang out and do all those things to find friends, because I found them, and look how I found them. And this happens so much. It's like do your thing, follow your God, like do your thing. Do your thing. Be uniquely you and attract the people that you want. If you're looking for a girl and you're a bad person right now, and a low level and not low value or whatever people talk about, like you have to be Andrew Tate or whatever. Like you have to have all this money falling out your ears and big cars and big houses and all these things before you've ever even started anything. You do not have to be that. All you have to do is be interesting. Get interesting. How do you get interesting? And this is what I'm talking about for like getting your partner, finding your partner. Build yourself and attract her by coming across her or him and being the person that matches that person. Like who you are identifying as your dream man, you better be pretty on par with him, or he's not going to really see you as his dream woman. So you have to be that person, become that person to find that person. And like they will reveal themselves to you, right? Because the point being, how do you get interesting? Let me get back to that point real quick. How do you become interesting? This is something people always ask me. Well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what action to take. I don't know where to go. I don't know what book to read. It does not matter. It does not matter. Pick up any book. Pick up The E-Myth Revisited, or Extreme Ownership, or Mindset, or Grit, or Genghis Khan, or pick up The Art of War. Pick up leadership books and communication books. Pick up random books that have nothing to do with your field or your chosen, topic of study or your subject of study. Like, pick something outside of your realm that will enhance it in whatever way that it so happens to do, right? And how are you going to do that? Well, I'll give you an example. Pretend you're a photographer. And right now you upload pictures on Instagram and people like them and you're pretty good and all these things, right? Pretend you're a photographer. Okay? Now, go to Barnes & Noble, get a book, or the library for that matter. It's free. Or you can go online and get PDFs. Go get a book on Genghis Khan. Now, go over to the other section and get a book on a world banker. Go somewhere else and get a book on investing or taking a lot of risk or managing risk. And now go get a book on communication. And now for your last book of choice, it's up to you. Maybe you get a self-improvement book. Maybe you get a book from Tony Robbins. Maybe you choose to get a book on science and the scientific method. Maybe you choose to get Charles Darwin's Origin of the Species. It does not matter. Go pick up books, read things outside of your realm. That is how you grow. You do not stay in comfortability and grow. Hi guys, so I was just editing the video that I shot for you guys and I noticed I didn't finish the part about the photographer. The point I was trying to make is that if you're a photographer that does something right now and you're just not getting that creative feeling, that interesting vibe, it's like go study. I'll give you another tip. Go study the successful people who do what you do. Go study those people. After you identify who you want to become, who are you going to learn those skills from? 1, ask ChatGPT. 2, go find those people and watch what they do. Read what they read. Go to the places they go. Go to art galleries and just sit there and write down your inspiration that you get. Go outside and do the same thing. And so the point I was trying to make with if you're a photographer, go read those random books. It's like, how will your photography style and the essence of you change as a human if you went and read those 6 or 7 books or whatever I named? It's like, how would your photography change? How would you attract a different audience if that is the one that you want to attract, right? So that's the point I was trying to make. Get interesting with no matter what you are doing, what you are participating in. You don't stop at the push-up where it gets hard. You push your set out during the part where it gets hard. That is the growth. And so you don't want to just stay in your realm and be like, why the hell am I not getting more interesting? If you even have a realm. And if you don't, pick one. Try things, and whatever you find that you get more energy out of than you put in, start taking those down as interests or fascinations and start getting obsessed with them and doing them a lot and seeing how far you get and see if you enjoy the process of becoming the person that does those things. So if you want to be a video creator, don't look at the video and say, man, I want to have the best camera and the best this and the best that and talk so amazing and look just like that and have all those amazing things around me and big fancy art behind me and a big house and you be talking for millions of people. That's not the process. The process is picking up a camera or your phone, starting a video, talking, sharing something about yourself or a lesson that you've learned from a failure. And there's another thing from Ed. I'll throw it in here quick. He says, you are the most qualified to help the person you used to be. So if you used to be anxious and you got over it, you can go help people who are anxious because there's a lot of them and they're going to be just like you and not know how to break out of it. How did you do it? Go write that down and post it on a newsletter. Go write that down and make it a script for a YouTube video and shoot that video. Cut that video up and post it on Instagram and YouTube. Then take that script, take some notes from it, make some tweets out of it, and then post those on Twitter. And you'll start building your social following. This is the process. This is the part you have to love. This is the part you have to get more energy out of than putting in. Not the being the creator with the millions of followers and all the people wanting to book him for $100,000 speeches on stage. You have to get good at skills first. You have to get good first. You have to get so good that no one can deny your skill, your ability, your transformation that you've taken because you've covered this skill gap. You have to get good at communication. You have to get good at speaking on camera. You have to get good at asking questions. You have to get good. You have to get better at speaking. You have to get better at lowering your tone and slowing down your words. You have to get better at all of these things. And that's your job to identify who you want to be, what skills you will need to acquire and start to master, and master ultimately to become that person, and you start doing those. That is progress. Then you start using those skills to help yourself and others. And like I said, do your thing, serve your God, do your thing, whatever it is, just do that and you will feel good. So you need to stop thinking in the box, think outside of the box. And I mean, literally, if your box of shit you know is this big, you need to jump outside and go build like 100 more of those types of boxes. And that should be your brain, not this one, because this shit is not going to get you very far. Once you start building all those other boxes, some might only build, you might only put stuff in them for a little bit and then throw them in the garbage. Some of the other ones though, you're going to build. You're going to keep putting stuff into those boxes because you keep on growing and expanding out of them. And because you keep growing and expanding out of them, you're leaving the old ones behind and having a new one with a new form of that same old thing, but at a more masterful level. And because you have those skills and because you built that skill stack at a more masterful level, you have more utility. Skills bring utility. Skills allow you to do things you could not do in this world prior to having those skills. So because you have that utility, you now have this other box. I don't know why I'm using a box as an analogy, but you have this other box that you're now in, thinking in, and you can always expand and go out to the next one and build a more profound, more unique, more to yourself, more masterful box to think in, and that you can do more things. You have more access, you have more utility, you have more knowledge and value to give to people and others and yourself than you did before. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you should attract what you want, not be looking for it when you're this person that isn't even ready to have it. Thank you very much for watching. It has been really fun talking, and I hope you got some value out of that. Please read a book today. It's been Freddy. Bye, guys.